What's up guys, it's Hens. Today I have an interesting video for you. Here's the thing, can't currently use the laptop I usually use to record, so I'm just going to record from my phone today. I already made a pretty cool thumbnail, or at least I think it's a pretty cool thumbnail for this video, so hopefully I'll be able to upload it as well. Today, as you hopefully will know from the thumbnail, I will be laddering for the Dynamax suspect test. So I'm sitting here with my phone. I've got this nice sub-nasty plot Hydreigon's team with Orb Clefable, and I've got myself a nice warm hot chocolate. So I'm just going to sit back, relax, and play some games. Yeah, that's good hot chocolate. Okay, so yeah, I would like to usually play background music. I tried to get it to work, but I am not so much of a pro phone screen recording app, and I couldn't get it to work. So, oh well, bit of a shame. I'm going to give it my best shot. So, first game, I think I'm currently 17-1. So, I did get a loss. It was quite low on the ladder. I probably should have restarted, but I couldn't be bothered. But I haven't had any since, so it should be fine. I'm not too worried. Looking at my opponent's team, kind of weak to Hydreigon. His best way of dealing with it is taking a Dark Pulse with his Rotom and Volt switching into an Infiltrator, whatever that's called. It's called Dragapult, Infiltrator Dragapult. I know all the names, I don't know why I'm struggling. Okay, I'm going to lead off with my Clef. He could lead off with his Rotom as he does. That is fine with me. I'm just going to click Moonblast. I feel like he should Volt. He actually tricks me turn 1. Life Orb Clef was kind of mediocre in this game anyway. The main use that I see for it being, well, I mean, now I can at least surprise Dynamax something. So, for example, the Dragapult, if it comes on a Flamethrower or a T-Bolt, I can surprise Dynamax, Moonblast it, and remove that for the Hydreigon. So, you know, it's not all that bad. I'm tempted to go Pex here. My opponent does just double to Corviknight. I'm surprised. Oh, okay, they did trick me they tricked me the item, didn't they? My opponent goes hard Hadrini, and I'm able to burn it here, which is actually really nice. I'm going to go hard Drill. He could just Mystic Fire. And Drill is definitely useful in this game, but I feel like it's more useful to have Dharma speed control, and nothing else on the team really switches in easily. So we are going to be able to live one anyway, so it doesn't all work out awfully. He could G-Max here if he really wants. I feel like that would be a waste of his max. Ironhead the Corviknight for a nice juicy 13% of all but nothing. No big deal. I think I can just go Clef here on this. As my opponent does actually Brave Bird, I'm just going to Moonlight here. It's likely that he'll go Rotom, and that's absolutely fine with me. I do feel like this was maybe a little bit of a momentum suck, and that maybe going into something else was slightly better, but okay, now at least I can predict him to go into something else. I feel like it's highly likely that he'll want to get up rocks or start the offensive pressure. So, looking at maybe the Hat or the Toad. So, I feel like Hydreigon works pretty nicely for that because I can sub versus the Hat, and if he doesn't click the Fairy move, then that works out nicely. Oh, okay, so he actually goes into his Rotom. Just a Dark Pulse for me, I think. Get some good chip on this Rotom, and of course, if he chooses to Volt Switch, which he should do because his best way of dealing with this is the Volt Switch into something else. Oh, that's really unfortunate for my opponent. I'm able to flinch him there, and I will definitely take that. Here I'm going to go Pex, just to scout what he's going to go for. I do have those couple of defensive EVs which will help me take whatever he goes for. Provided it's not banded EQ, I should eat this pretty well. That's just a regular ass edge, so I'm cool with that. I'm just going to go just to scout in case he does have a strong Earthquake. He actually goes into the Hat, which is fair enough. It's a pretty good play. I think I'm going to go into my Clef here. My Clef is pretty expendable. It is going to eat up a Mystic Fire and hit him with a little bit of chip with this Moonblast. Even if I have now been minused in my special attack or whatever you want to say, this will do still a chunk. And of course, we've got the sand going as well in the background, so that's pretty nice. Trick room. If I D-max here, I beat him. If he D-maxes here, he could actually probably knock me out with the psychic move. I'm just going to attack. He actually draining kisses. And I'm going to be able to get some more chip there. He should psychic move me here, right? And just knock me out. Let my clef go down, I think. He actually D-max. Fair enough. That makes sense to me. G-max smite. Okay. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go Pex. We're going to Baneful Bunker, and then we're going to double straight to the Hydreigon here. And he might predict it, which would kind of suck. But, I mean, he's got to predict between the Hydreigon and the, what's it called, Ferrothorn. So, and he does go for the Max Flare, predicting the Ferrothorn. That's for me, because I can get off a nice Flash Cannon here. And there's nothing that wants to come in on this. So that's ideal. The reason why I'm going for Flash Cannon, if you're wondering, is because T-Tar was what came in last time. I feel like that's what should come in this time. Yep, and that's an AV Tar, isn't it? That's an AV Tar. Yep. So that did a fat 2. So I can see now that my opponent's team is not so weak to Hydreigon as I first thought. I should what my win condition should be. Looking at how chipped my opponent's squad is, I could definitely get in my Dharm at some point and start firing off some crashes. And I think that's a good play. I'm going to actually go to my Pharaoh this time on a potential Earthquake. We just see an edge again. That's fine. I feel like the Rotom Heat is likely to come on in here, and I don't want to risk getting hit by a Fire Punch. So I'm actually going to double straight back out to my Hydreigon. Yeah, I don't want to risk a Fire Punch, and I also don't want to switch to non-Rotom Heat like that. So yeah, that's quite nice as well. Just because my Hydreigon isn't taking any damage because of its leftovers, I can get off a little bit of cheeky chip on that T-Tar, which is really nice. So yeah, there's a bit more chip. I'm going Pex this time. Yep, should be fine. In comes the Rotom here. Yeah, I can see a Volt Switch or a Trick even coming out here. Yeah, and I'm going to be able to take a Life Orb with this drill. And I feel like I should definitely switch from my opponent here into the Corviknight. So I'm Ferrothorn. This is risky because he might overheat me here. But he doesn't. Good. Okay. I'm glad he didn't, because he does kind of need that. He does kind of need that. You know, like, he's got the switch in firstly, which is really good. I can protect here to knock him out, as long as he doesn't double switch. I think he should keep the sack. I think he should keep the sack. But it's his choice entirely. The other play is to potentially go Hydreigon. And I get the play right. Okay, cool. I'm going to stay, and the reason is because I think it's going to do a fair amount. But also, yeah, I don't want to get Trick Roomed on like that. And this is a great situation for me to be in, because the Dragapult, if it comes in, I can knock that off and actually live a fire move. But additionally, if I don't want to do that, then I can always just switch hard into my Pex on whatever move the Dragapult wants to go for. Better still, I can protect on whatever the Dragapult wants to go for. If it's the fire move, then I can go hard into my Hydreigon. And it is the fire move that he wants to go for, and I think that's what I'm going to do. He could predict this. I doubt he will. He actually T-Bolts there, showing that he's not Specs. T-Bolt wouldn't have done much to Pex anyway. I'm able to get off a little bit more Dark Pulse chip there on the T-Tar, which is really nice. I just go Pex like always here. Of course, we've got the Regenerator. Sorry for how long this game is. It would have been slightly quicker at this point, but unfortunately I've already lost my Clef, so That's definitely something that slows the game down a little bit. I am going to double to my Ferrothorn here on the Seismitoad. Yep. And this is going to be Stealth Fox for me. If Stealth Fox himself, then he can. And I'm going to knock off this Corviknight to pressure it a bit more. Nice, so no more leftovers for you. And of course, because I've got Leech Seed as well, I can actually, pressure this Corviknight a fair amount. Between Protect and Stealth, and actually potentially stall out all of my opponent's recovers. All of my opponent's defogs even. So, yeah, if I play that right, I should be able to end up with rocks here if I really want. And I'm just going to click knock off here again. I don't see why my opponent should stay in, but on the off chance that they do, this knockoff is beneficial to me in every situation, apart from when they go into Corviknight. And even if they do, it's still getting chip on Corviknight. It's still forcing it to recover eventually. So yeah. Oh, look at me. Messages mid-video. Very professional. Anyway, okay. I'm able to knock off the Dragapult's Expert Belt, which is ideal, because now it's going to do a fat 2 to my Toxapex. See there, Fire Blast doing a negligible amount. My opponent can go Seismitoad if they want. Something tells me that they're going to scout the T-Bolt and see that it does literally a fat 2. I'm going to go to my Ferrothorn here again. I doubt that they'll Fire Blast when I stayed in just then. I feel like Toad seems like the right play to make. As my opponent actually Draco Meteors right there. Fair enough. I'm just going to go back out into my Pex. No point in risk Thorn here. Yep. And I'm just going to recover in case he crits me with T-Bolt here. Yeah, Fire Blast makes sense. Yeah, not looking so good for my opponent. If I had T-Spikes, it'd be guaranteed over, I think. Just because T-Spikes plus Rocks were defog. But yeah, I don't know why this came in. Just gold burn you. Yep. I should actually wait for him to get to +2 before I haze. And I believe my opponent already D-maxed, so I shouldn't have to worry about the Corviknight suddenly maxing and taking me out. Okay, there's the Brave Bird. Negligible amount, as I said. He could Brave Bird again if he really wants, but Pex has Regenerator, so I'm happy just to click Scold here. I'm actually going to go into my Ferrothorn and Leech Seed him. That's quite nice, because I'm able to catch the Toad here. I'm going to knock him off. Actually, I'm going to be not Leech Seeding here. Yeah. So I'm able to Leech. I'm just going to get him up. Yeah, and my opponent forfeits. So I was going to say, like, there's no way that they can win this. I can wall every single one of their Pokemon indefinitely. So that's another win. Whoop whoop. Almost at 20 games now. Halfway there. This is taking a bloody long time. I'll get one more before I wrap this up. It'll be relatively short because this format isn't particularly viewer friendly, I guess you could say. What should I lead with here? It looks like he could be using the Screen's Grimmsnarl. I've seen a lot of sort of noobiness of using that. I'm just going to lead off with my Clefable. He could lead off with the Draco, the what's that called? Cinderace. And that wouldn't be ideal, but most other stuff it should be fine versus. Yeah, I can just go Pex on this anyway. We see a Pyro Ball. I'm going to Baneful Bunker here, and this is one of the main reasons I have it. Poison annoying Pokemon like this. Now I'm going to go Drill. I don't think he Pyro Balls here. I think he U-turns. Yeah. I'm just going to answer this call a second here. Hello, hi. I'm just in the middle of recording a video. Do you mind if you call me when you get back home? You can we can chat or something. Is that okay? Okay, see you in a bit, Dad. Bye. Cameo for my dad there. I would usually want to cut that out, but I'm not sure if it's really worth the effort, to be honest. So yeah, you guys are lucky to get a cheeky cameo of my dad, I suppose. Ooh, I should have knocked off, and I really wanted to, but I didn't. I got greedy and went for the protect. I'm going High Dragon on the Mystic Fire, Drill on the Dazzling Gleam. Fired twice, so fair play to my opponent, I guess. I'm going to Quake on the Pharaoh. Not that it makes a huge amount of difference. He gyros, which is pretty nice. I can knock here. I'm able to get his leftovers, which is ideal. He actually outplays me really, really well there, and I'm going to end up with no way of removing the on my side of the field. I'm going to sack my drill here to get in my Galarian Dharm. And this is really not looking great for me, to be honest. To be fully honest here. But I am going to be able to really threaten something here. I think I'm actually just going to go straight for the U-turn, as my opponent actually goes for the G-Max here. I'm going to go into my Clef on the Max smited, and he crit my Clef. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that doesn't usually kill a Clefable from full. Really bad spot now. I'm just going to crash this for the damage, so that my Hydreigon has a chance of doing something later on in this game. Okay, I think that's game, and that's going to be my second loss so far. So really unfortunate there. There's not a huge amount that I can really do about this. My team is quite weak to Hatrini. You see a lot more of them on the higher ladder, and it's a little bit unfortunate, but oh well. Real shame. Yeah, nothing really that you can do about that. Apart from build a team that's less weak to Hatrini. Yay! Yeah, I mean, he really got me good. I was trying to knock him off on the switch-in. He kept on outplaying me, so well played to my opponent. This team is going to look like something that's a lot easier for my team to take on. Basically just all the standard bonds. And that's mainly what this team is built to get around here. I think I'll quite happily lead off with Ferrothorn here and just protect on the Dharm. And at the start of this meta, I was protecting on the Dharms and then going for rocks straight away. And a lot of people actually like to Dmax straight away and just go for that. I am going to double to my Hydra here on the potential Dmax Quake. And that's nice because I'm able to actually abuse the Toad here. Hugely abuse the Toad here. I'm going to go for a sub. If he goes hard Dragapult, well played to my opponent. I don't think he should do. My opponent goes hard Clef. Okay, that's great. Because if he's the Life Orb one, I will Turk-Hero him right here. So that's ideal. He could G-Max, and I am actually a bit afraid of that. So I'm actually going to go hard Excadrill just in case. My opponent goes to Corviknight. Okay, that's fine. So that works absolutely fine. I'm not risking losing my Hydreigon when it's so instrumental versus my opponent here. It would just be silly, really. My opponent U-turns, and they're just going to be able to get into their Galarian Dharma here probably, and just click an attack. Like I said, I have the investment on my Pex for a reason. You know, so that my Pex can just come in here every time, no matter what my opponent clicks. And I'll just bunker here. He does go Toad, fair enough. Not a big deal to me. We will just trade rocks. My opponent does go hard Galarian Dharm, as I'm actually going to see an Earthquake here. However, like I said, I do know that my Pex lives. My opponent actually goes Dragapult there, which I find very confusing. Fair enough to my opponent. Just bunker here. Scald, and we do see that he specs. Bunker again for that little bit of extra HP. Hard Drill. I'm going to bait out the potential Dynamax here. He actually goes hard Toad, which I find interesting. Fair enough to my opponent. Makes sense, I suppose. But I do feel like Corviknight should have come in there, which wouldn't have let me up too much offensive pressure. I could have made another double quite easily since Corviknight isn't that strong. But oh well, it's fine. I'm going to set the timer on this dude because... Yeah, hard Ferrothorn there works out very nicely. Free knockoff here for me, as the Corviknight does come on in. I'm going to Leech Seed here. My opponent does go for a Defog. I'm going to be happy to go into Clefable here as he roosts. Cool. Nice T-Bolt here. My opponent can go Toad if they want. That's no big deal because I will still be quicker, and oh, he's quicker than me. But my Moonblast still took Yo's, so that's the thing. Clef doesn't have a lot of switch-ins for teams like this. You're still losing HP. I don't know, his own Clef is almost in range. Okay, cool. We do take out his Clef. I'm going to go hard Pex here again. He might Quake. He'd live it. I'm just going to bunker here unless he G's into Crash again. That's fine. He goes into his Pult. This is difficult. I'm tempted to mid-ground Hydreigon. I don't think he'll Draco considering the steel types that I've been likening to bring in. As he does Shadow Ball, yeah. That's fine. I'm going to scout for the G-Max just in case by going Ferrothorn. They do like to bust it out in these kind of situations. Especially, it makes sense for him to bust it out now because it's such a big threat to him. I don't know, I really, that play made no sense to me at all. And I'm actually really mad because he gets hugely rewarded for it. You know, he gets a crit. Like, that's ridiculous. He's in to sack his Dragapult and gets a crit on my Ferrothorn as I moves. It's because with choice Pokemon, you constantly have to scout. And it's ridiculous. It really is. Does this knock me out? It does. That's retarded. You see, like, that's just so annoying. But there's really not much that I can do about that there. There really isn't. You know, there's nothing that I can switch into that spec Shadow Ball. I mean, like, Pex can come in, but like, I have to get a burn and then I have to spam recover and not get Spadef dropped. And if I do, I still lose a Pokemon. It makes more sense, I feel like, at this point in the game, just to get off a Crash, you know? But like, that's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. My opponent's going to come in with their Galarian Dharm here. And once again, it's just a Toxapex switching. Did he crit me with Earthquake? Okay, make any sense to me. That makes no sense to me at all, but oh well, I guess they get lucky sometimes. That I know that my investment is correct. I'm getting fed up with this game at this point, to be honest. Look, he's making ridiculous plays. Okay, well, at least I'm able to take it out with the Max Starfall there, but he's going to be able to avenge me with the frickin' Galar Dharm. Probably win at this point. He U-turned. I think that was an extremely risky play, but okay. I probably should have saved this because it can recover up on the Corviknight, but oh well. If my opponent goes Ditto here, it doesn't get his Imposter. Maybe he'll do that, and that'll be a nice choke for me to be able to capitalize on. He goes Corviknight. I can attempt to try and sweep with my Excadrill. Actually, it's a very poor play to try and do that because I will get revenge killed and swept by an Earthquaking Ditto. I'm just going to start chipping him down anyway. If he switches into Ditto hard here, then he would win the game immediately. I'm actually just going to Iron Head again. Actually, I'm going to double to the Dharm. on the potential taunt / switch. He U-turns, so yeah. I have to risk a tie, and I have to win it. I do, okay. That's definitely a start. I have to win another tie to win this game, I think. Is this man banded on his Dharm? Do I think he's banded? I'm just gonna Quake. Yeah. I think he's banded. And I'm gonna find out here, I guess. He's banded. He's banded. Oh, I should have Dark Pulsed. Oh, damn it. Flinch. That's a real shame. Because I think I'd die to recoil with my own Dharm. That's a shame. So my first two, my second two losses in this suspect are actually in a recording. I'll just show you guys what rank I am right now, how I'm doing. Very unfortunate, as you can see here. That's 2 losses now to 19 wins. And I'm sure once this updates here, then yeah, that's really sucky. I lost a banded Dharm, which I consider a bit of a meme, to be honest. I think the play that really pissed me off was the time when he crit me with Shadow Ball, and I think that if he hadn't crit me with Shadow Ball, then I definitely had a very good shot at the game still. It was sort of like I was definitely beating him from there onwards, and oh well. I mean, it's a real shame. I've definitely got 3 games now, so I think I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, as always, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.